Anker has done a much better job than most other companies when it comes to actually naming their power stations. In the past, we've released buyer's guides for other brands, literally just to help you understand their product lineup. Some companies have power station names that are just all over the place. However, even with Anker, there still could be some confusion when it comes to the different series that they have and what power station is actually best for you. Some are designed for portability, some are designed for whole home backup, and then there's some other ones that are just kind of floating in the middle. So who are these different series for, and which one is actually worth your money? So welcome back to the lab where our opinions cannot be bought. We have tested and reviewed almost all of Anker's power stations here at the lab, and for the majority of them, they have all been positive reviews. We have always said that Anker has been known for actually putting R&D into their products. They always feel good, they work as advertised, and you can just tell that someone actually put time into making them. However, looking at the whole lineup, there are some power stations in that mix that we definitely think you guys could do without. There's also a lot of power stations that Anker no longer sells and some new ones that recently hit the market. So their current lineup right now, they have the C series, which we kind of understand here at the lab it being more geared towards like camping. They have the C300 DC, they have the C300X, they have the C800X, they have the C1000, they have the C1000 Gen 2, and they have the C2000 Gen 2. They also have the F series. These ones are geared towards a little bit more of a home backup system. They have the F2000, F2600, F3000, and then the F3800, as well as the F3800 Plus, which basically just fixed a couple of issues with the first generation F3800. And they have two specialty units that are completely different. They have the S2000, which is basically built for UPS. That's all it does. And they have the E10, which is like a whole home backup, kind of competes with like the EcoFlow Delta Pro Ultra. With all the knowledge we have and all the testing we put these units through, we're gonna recommend our favorite one in each of these series to make sure that you guys spend your money as wisely as possible. As always, we will leave links to the units we recommend down below, any discount codes we can get from Anker to save you guys some money where possible, as well as our power station quiz. If you're not sold even on the units we recommend today in this video, it takes 30 seconds. It gives you an instant recommendation based on a power station that we would actually recommend to you guys. We have full-length review videos on all of these products on the channel as well. If you want to go check them out, we'll leave links down below so you guys can kind of learn a little bit more about each one if you're actually interested in it. But with all that being said, let's jump into Anker's smallest and most portable lineup. So here at the lab, out of all the C-Series power stations, we found the C2000 Gen 2 to be the best bang for your buck. Now, if you guys have watched any videos on the channel, you know that this actually isn't my favorite C-Series, but it is the one I would recommend to a friend if they were trying to spend their money the wisest. So this power station right here is the biggest C-Series they have, double the battery capacity of the C1000. This has a 2000 watt-hour battery. It's double the inverter of the 1000. This has a 2400 watt inverter. And this is the only one in the entire C-Series lineup that has this 30 amp plug, which is crazy useful for like a small camping trailer or even a little bit of a larger scale backup system in your home. Larger scale for a small power station, that is. It is also expandable, which we love to see. So if you buy this right now and then your needs change in the future, you can just get an expansion battery. You don't have to buy an entire new power station. This unit performed well in all of our testing. It's relatively new, so it's kind of a little more future-proof, works with Anker's app, and honestly, it's a good looking unit. Like overall, it's just a great power station. And right now, this thing is $749, which is honestly a pretty good buy for what you're getting. We always say that even companies like Bluetti are the more like budget, but still name brand units. If you compare this to a comparable Bluetti, you'd be looking at the Elite 200 V2. It has a 200 watt bigger inverter. It's not expandable, has no 30 amp plug, and even that unit costs $799. So this is kind of a sleeper unit from Anker when it comes to bang for buck. But if that's above your budget, remember when I said this one isn't my favorite, it's just the one that I would recommend to a friend. Honestly, my favorite Anker C series is gotta be the C800X. Now this unit is being weird. Don't know what Anker's doing with it. We can no longer find it on their website. You might be able to get it at Costco. I'm not sure what's going on. It might just be out of stock and they're hiding it from us. But if you can find this, this is my personal favorite C-Series because it has 520 volt house plugs on the front and you get these little camping lights. So if you're actually using this for camping, you get these little lights. They have different modes, right? They could be a flashlight. They could just be kind of ambient, and then you could use this as more of a night light. They have little hooks. You can hang them on stuff. They also have magnets, so they actually stick to the little pole. This pole goes like probably like 4 feet up. How big is that? It's like 3 feet. It's like a nice little 3-foot extension pole. It's nice because even if you're not using this camping, if the power goes out, you can kind of do one of these, put it on your table and use it to like play cards, whatever. These lights last forever. We've literally left them on, gone home for the weekend and come back and they're still running. So the pro to these lights is that they pop off. This thing unscrews from its little hole right here. And then they actually live in the top. They'll kind of sit down in here, and when they're plugged in, they actually charge. So when you charge this power station, you charge your lights. When you unplug it, you not only have a full battery here, but you have 2 fully charged lights. If you can find it and you're looking to save a little bit of money versus the C2000, I would highly recommend this. Moving on to Anker's F series, these are bigger power stations designed for a home backup, keeping the lights on, food cold, all your essential appliances running when the power goes out. Out of all of their units, which are all honestly pretty good in this lineup, we would recommend the F3800 Plus. The F3800 Plus is the evolution of the original F3800, and what they did with this was they fixed a couple of very important issues that the original one had. There's better solar inputs. The original F3800 had a problem where they designed it to work with Anker's solar panels. So if you just got a generic regular brand solar panel, you couldn't even come close to maxing out the solar input because the voltage and amperage limits were all over the place. This one works with any solar panel you want it to. The voltage and amperage ranges are much better. The idle consumption is also significantly better. We did a 24-hour blackout test once with the original one, and we realized the idle consumption was insane. They basically cut it in half when you move up to this unit, which is really, really nice. They also changed out the 50 amp plug for a 30 amp plug, which is nice because you could throw in an RV, trailer, something like that. You're able to run your whole trailer, whereas before it was only giving you 2 different 240 volt plugs. And overall, we just think this is a great unit. It has a suitcase handle and wheels, so it's easy enough to move it around. Underneath, you have a little flip-up handle, so you can actually team lift it pretty easy. It has a 6,000 watt inverter, a 3,800 watt hour battery, so both of those are pretty good specs. It works with Anker's app. You can parallel 2 of them together to get a bigger output. There's a ton of accessories Anker makes. Overall, it's just a very good performing unit, and I think for most people who are trying to go for home backup, this would basically solve their problem. It's also extremely price competitive. You can get 2 of these for less than one Delta Pro Ultra X. So basically you would get the same size inverter because the Delta Pro Ultra X has 12,000 watts. This is 2 6,000 watt inverters. The battery capacity would obviously be less because the Delta Pro Ultra X, you'd have about 12 kilowatt hours, whereas this will be closer to 8. These do work with expansion batteries, so you could always expand this system later. And you can afford to get expansion batteries because the Delta Pro Ultra X is over 7 grand. This thing is about 4,500 bucks for 2 of them. And again, since we gave a kind of honorable mention in the C series lineup, in the F series lineup, if you don't want to spend this much or you don't need this much, the F3000, highly competitive unit. It performs really well. It's a little bit smaller, a little bit easier to manage. It's a little bit more affordable. Great unit. But at the end of the day, to my friends and my family, I would recommend this one. Now moving on to their final series, they kind of just have 2 random floaters that I assume they're gonna add on to in the future. We're gonna start with the S2000. It's designed as a UPS specific product. Like it's meant to just sit plugged into the wall, and then maybe like your workstation, your computer, whatever is plugged into it. When the power goes out, this thing kicks on and keeps all of your devices running. That's a feature that all power stations have. This one is just designed specifically to do that very well. It's got plugs on the back. It's got a low idle consumption. It'll run your fridge for just over 30 hours in our testing. It is a good unit. It's very use case specific. I wouldn't really recommend this one for like camping or doing stuff like that. There's a few different quirks it has that makes it not the best. I'd still go with like a C800 or even the C2000, something along those lines if you're gonna actually go try and go camping with the unit. But if you're looking for a strictly UPS unit, this is a good power station. It's also visually kind of like appealing. It would look really good in an office. And because it has these plugs in the back, you could have it plugged into the wall, your computer plugged in here, your whatever else you have on your desk plugged in over here. So when it's sitting like this, all the plugs are coming off the back. You're looking at the front, it actually does look pretty nice. Like we do like this as a power station. And their other unit in this kind of specialty group is the E10. This is Anker's attempt at a set it and forget it home backup system. It's modular, kind of like the Delta Pro Ultra, where you can have multiple batteries underneath one inverter. It's a high voltage unit, so there's no fans. It's very quiet. It's very efficient. There's less moving parts. And they designed it more like a power station than a traditional solar kit, even though that's how it looks. The top piece is the inverter. All the cables that plug into the smart home panels and all that kind of stuff, if you're working with them, they're all color coded. Your solar plugs directly into the inverter. It's a very simple unit. Like, you don't have to know anything about this stuff. You could buy this, put it in your garage, set it up, and you could back up, basically, depending on how many batteries you buy, so a room in your house, your garage, something like that, up to your entire house if that's what you're trying to do. It is a really cool system. It is also a little bit more of an in-depth video we did on it because it's new and there's a lot of moving pieces and parts. It works either by itself or with their smart home panel, the inlet box, all that kind of stuff. So we have 2 different videos to it we can link down below. But again, if you're looking for like a full-scale home backup, F3800 doesn't cut it. The E10 overall was a pretty good system that we do recommend. Even with its couple quirks and flaws, it's still a pretty good unit. The nice thing is that even though they look completely different, I mean, aside from the suitcase handle and the wheels on the F3800, which yes, makes it a little more portable, the E10, you just plug it into a regular house plug, like a power station. It looks like it would be overwhelming, but it's not. You just plug it into a regular house plug, charge it up, use it like a power station. It's just meant to be stationary in your garage, out of the way, permanent. The batteries, literally when they sit on top of the other battery, there's like a female and a male connection that go together. The build quality on the E10 is really nice. Everything is cast. It's a very solid unit. The handles, we've actually ripped one of them completely off, just moving it around in the garage. Like, Anker's plastics are usually really good, but I think this unit was just built in a different way. So hopefully this video helped make your decision a little bit easier when it comes to understanding Anker's product lineup and choosing a power station that is best for you. Like I've already said, we have links to all the review videos, full-length videos on each product in the description down below if you want to kind of deep dive into them. We'll leave coupon codes to save you guys money where possible. We also have our quiz. If you're like, I don't think any of these are for me, take the quiz, gives you an instant recommendation based on your needs with a power station that we would actually recommend. Otherwise, that's all we got for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace out and stay charged.